This Epcot video starts in Hollywood Studios, where we decided to take the Friendship boat over instead of the Skyliner, which is right over there. We had a little bit of time to kill before we'd be able to park hop, so we thought we would take the boat over because it's slower than the Skyliner. At least we think it is. Maybe it's not, but I think it's slower. When you come in on the boat, you get dropped off pretty much in the same area where you get dropped off if you come in on the Skyliner. So it's all right here in the same area, and they have an entrance here. I think this is called the International Gateway. Could be wrong about that. But there is a little shop over here that we like to go into. Usually get waters or something like that because it's warm by this time of the day when you're park hopping. Or enjoy some air conditioning. We can check in for our kind of late lunch, early dinner soon. Ooh, that's a nice shirt. I don't like the gray though. Everything's on gray. Too much gray. I tell you. I know not everything's on gray, but they have a lot of gray shirts here. Oh, this whole like Stitch kind of, tiki's not the right word. More like, I don't know, like picnic kind of beach collection. Maybe that's what it is, Stitch beach collection. They have the bowls here, which are, there's multiple bowls in there. There's 3 bowls with lids, and they're not ceramic. They're actually plastic, and they're, you know, 3 sizes. And then glasses and plates. The plates are 35. The bowls are 45. And then water bottle and stuff. I like Stitch a lot. That's an awesome shirt. We're not doing much touring of the World Showcase right now because we're heading off to our lunch, but here we are in France. You can see how busy it is here in Epcot. It's a Sunday, so it doesn't surprise me that there's a lot of people here. It's warm. It could be warmer. It's humid, but it could be more humid, so in terms of summer, it's not too bad of a day for Florida. But we were hoping for unseasonably cool weather while we were here, you know, like in the 70s, but then there'd probably be more people here, and so maybe that wouldn't be so great. Anyway, the Food and Wine Festival is going on right now, and we're gonna hit some of those probably later tonight because we're obviously about to go to lunch, so we're not gonna have anything right now, but we'll probably have some later for like a smaller dinner because lunch is gonna be kind of big. And then we're coming back tomorrow night so that we can specifically try foods for the Food and Wine Festival. We've watched videos and read articles and looked at a lot of the best of the fest stuff, plus anything that interests us. So we have a list of drinks and food that we want to try during the festival. And so join us as we do that. But right now we're gonna go get some Japanese food made right in front of us. If you're eating at Teppan Edo, you have to go up these stairs here, and there's 2 restaurants at the top. One's called Tokyo Dining and one called Teppan Edo. Teppan Edo's to the left, Tokyo Dining's to the right. I mean, when you walk in, you have to go to the right, and then you go to the left or right, depending on which one you go to. But it is up the stairs, not down at ground level. Here's our appetizers. It comes with a salad, which has kind of like a ginger dressing on it. I ordered a miso soup, which is extra, $4. Then we got the volcano roll, which we're kind of disappointed about because last time we were here, it was actually, I mean, the sushi parts were made, but then they cooked them on the grill, and so rather than just coming out like this, they were done in front of you. So that's what we were expecting, and we're very sad about it. I love vegetables. I didn't when I was a kid, but as an adult, I love vegetables. Especially those vegetables. I love zucchini. I love onions. And I like carrots.
And I'm not trying to be so much I love looking at my mother and how much she loved onions as an adult. And it's surprising that I ended up liking them too.
I think we're gonna Mickey.
And I'm going to make a onion volcano.
Oh, get a volcano.
Yeah, volcano time. Putting oil and water. Onion volcano. Onion volcano. Ta-da! Ah, Mickey's back. Mickey volcano.
Yay!
Oh, powerful volcano. Oh, hello.
There you go.
Hi.
He's putting in ginger sauce and yum yum sauce. I've heard yum yum sauce described as Japanese ranch. I think we all upgraded to the filet for our steak. You can get regular beef or you can upgrade to the filet, and I think we all did. I love to watch how it all comes together.
Right, okay?
It smells so good. I know you can't smell through the TV or tablet or computer yet, but it smells amazing. As usual, Teppan Edo is amazing and delicious and still our favorite restaurant. There was a little mix-up today, and I think because of language barriers, we ordered our steak. So we got the steak and we upgraded to the filet, and we ordered it medium rare. But one group at our table ordered it medium well, and then a person ordered it medium, and we ordered it medium rare. But he ordered medium well, so we got our steak medium well. We're like, no.
I'm not spending that much money to get something I don't
It's
want.
too expensive to
I'm
eat
not happy
steak that's not prepared the way you want it to, especially when you've upgraded to the filet. So they fixed it on the spot. They just came out and made us some other one. And it was delicious. It was great being able to compare the well done versus the medium rare, because we remembered why we choose medium rare, because we just feel like it's juicier. You know, whatever, however you want it. Yeah, however you want it cooked. I'm not saying one way is worse or bad and another way is better. It's just people have their preferences, and if you're going to pay that much, you should get your preference. Overall, it was a great experience, though, like it always is. Food is delicious. We always recommend that place. We popped into the American Pavilion so that we could get a little bit more AC. My stomach was feeling a little unwell, not because of the food that we ate, because it was before that. The food was delicious, but prior to that I had already been feeling kind of meh. So I took a Tums and we went inside and we saw a piano player who was awesome. And we just caught the end of his set, and then the Voices of Liberty came out, and of course they're freaking amazing. I was a choir nerd growing up, and I did things like a cappella and barbershop. Not a ton, but I did those things. And so I appreciate, great a cappella, and they are so impressive. There's a tenor who does one of the solo. It's an Apache love song, and he comes out and does a solo. And then there's this soprano that just has this incredible voice. And afterwards, I keep wanting to go up to her and say something, but they always go away. But I think her voice is just incredible, strong, and just very clear. Anyway, here's some of their songs.
Anybody
During the Food and Wine Festival, they also have something called Eat to the Beat, where stars who were once famous, and it still are, I'm not saying that their stars have completely faded, but they're not as popular as they used to be, will come here and perform. And tonight it's Air Supply, who have been around for a very long time and have a lot of fans, and you can just see, this is the line. It doesn't start for another hour and 15 minutes, and this is the standby line so far for that. And I'm sure it will only grow. You can also do like dinner packages where you get like reserved seating, that type of thing. But anyway, just wanted to show you if you come here. Sometimes you can just walk right up when it's going on, and sometimes it's a really long line. It really just depends on who the band is. And as you can see, this skews a little older because Air Supply skews a little older. You know, I was listening to them when I was a little kid, and I like them, but I don't know if I want to wait in this line to see them. Josh and I are very excited on this trip because we are going to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which we have not had a chance to ride yet. We were here when they were doing the pass holder previews back in May, but we missed it by a day. I could get a reservation on a Monday, but we were leaving on a Sunday. And so we never rode it then during the previews, but now is our chance. We did the Lightning Lane where we actually paid for it because we wanted to be assured that we would ride it. And we weren't doing a morning in Epcot. So what's going on with this is the same thing that happened with Rise of Resistance and the Remy ride, where you have to have a park pass at the park it's at, in this case Epcot, and then at 7 o'clock in the morning you can start trying to get the virtual queue. Well, we weren't doing a morning in Epcot, we were only doing a couple of nights at Epcot, and since there is no standby line, the only option for us was to pay to ride it. And it was $17 a person, which is steep because it's only $15 to have a whole day of Lightning Lane, but it is we are assured to ride it. We're heading our way there now. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to film on it because it's a thrill ride, but we'll give you our thoughts afterwards on it. The lady we were sitting next to at lunch said that it's her favorite ride, like it's the best. She had so much fun on it, and so that's high praise. And I have a feeling it will live up to that high praise. Well, here's the ride. It used to be Ellen's Energy Adventure, and now it's a roller coaster. And there's a Nova Corps ship there. Josh and I are big fans of the Nova Corps because we really liked Nova from the Marvel comics. I really liked him because he was part of the New Warriors, and that was in the 90s, early 90s, when I got back into reading comic books after having not for a few years. And he was one of my favorite characters. And so now we will get a chance to, I don't know, be part of the Nova Corps. There's a story here. I don't know what it is yet. I guess we're about to find out.
Of all Xandarian citizens, past and present. This gives me extensive knowledge, yet I am constantly learning, and I am now learning about you and your planet, Terra. Much of my knowledge of your world came from your great scholar, Peter Quill. However, many of his facts have yet to be confirmed, such as the incredible importance of a legend called Footloose. Through my fellow Xandarians working here at the Wonders of Xandar, I am discovering more about you Terrans. such as your fascination with eating the turkey leg. Why only the leg? What about the rest of this creature? We are eager to learn the answers to these questions and so much more about your world. In return, we Xandarians hope to share with you more about ours. Although Xandar is 2.537 million light years away from your planet Terra, our worlds are actually quite similar and began at precisely the same moment. We refer to this as Time Zero, before the existence of anything. Our worlds were born of a single point of matter and energy that blasted outward in what you Terrans refer to as the Big Bang. And from nothing came the beginning of everything.
Even our citizens generate energy as they travel across inverse roadways.
It's Xandar. A utopian world.
Our solar trains run day and night thanks to
Those are
our
cool models, actually.
supply of light. Multiple stations throughout the
I bet the rents are sky high, though. Right? Space travel can't be cheap.
Thousands of years ago, the first citizens of Xandar settled on this planet, drawn to its incredible beauty and life-giving waters. In time, we built our city in honor of the Nova Corps, a beacon.
I mean, I know the Nova Corps is actually good because I read the comic books, but there's a lot of vibes from the old show V going on here. Like, we come in peace. We're totally not going to eat you.
But these sleek vessels aren't all coolly calculated function. There's also beauty in the design. Notice the complex geometric patterns in contrasting colors. Is the merit of the rest of the ship.
Cool ship, bro.
Greetings, Terrans. I am Nova Prime Irani Rayam, commander of the Nova Corps.
Yay,
On behalf of all Xandarians, I hope you have enjoyed exploring the wonders of Xandar. As you have seen, your world and ours were born of the same moment, one which you refer to as the Big Bang. As such, we are all galactic neighbors in a vast universe which we and countless others share. For you to travel to Xandar would take 2.5 million years, assuming you had a ship that could fly at the speed of light. So we decided to come to you. But even we could not have reached you so easily were it not for the Cosmic Generator, an advanced piece of Xandarian technology that creates jump points, artificial tunnels that act as shortcuts, linking distant points in space. It is our desire to share this wondrous technology with your people so that together we might explore new worlds and create a brighter tomorrow. And now, as the culmination of the wonders of Xandar, you will be teleported to a Nova ship above your planet for a demonstration of the Cosmic Generator. I trust you will find it an unforgettable experience.
Welcome,
Terry
people
Crews.
of Epcot. Epcoters. Epcotians. Citizens of Epcot. Yeah. Does anyone know what they call themselves? What? I'm on? Someone needs to tell me when I'm on. Welcome, Epcot Terrans. I am Centurion Tal Merrick, and we're just about ready to teleport you up to the ship for the demonstration. As you're about to enter a secure Nova area, I must ask you to put away your Terran communication devices at this time. Recording of any type is strictly prohibited. I am very
see you later,
serious
everyone.
about this.
Obviously, I can't use this on the ride, like they said, but there's what the vehicles look like. They look like typical roller coaster ride vehicles, but I understand that they spin as well as move. All right, our thoughts on that ride. I may have a new favorite coaster at Disney World.
That is an impressive coaster. I think I compared it to Space Mountain like 3.0. Like
Yeah.
it's that far advanced.
Exactly. It is. It's in the dark for the most part. There are screens.
And you can see some of the track, but it's not pitch black.
You're
but
in a
still.
vehicle. The vehicle does turn,
But with purpose.
but not like spinning,
Yeah,
right?
it
Like it
doesn't
doesn't go
randomly
around
spin.
and then you
No.
spin.
It has
so
purpose
if
behind
you
its
have
movement.
problems with like motion sickness, I don't think you're gonna have a problem with this because
No
it'll
problem.
turn, but it's just so that you can kind of stay to
Right.
watch a certain screen. And there's a point where you're like going around this moon and you just
Oh,
sort of
very
stay
cool.
looking at the
Yeah.
moon
And-
rather than kind of like flipping around it. And
I was
so,
very worried about motion sickness. I certain rides, just a couple, really upset me. Not a single problem on this one whatsoever.
And we understand that every time you ride it, well, not every time, but
Six
there are
different
6
songs.
different songs. We got I Ran
By Flock of Seagulls.
by Flock of
Which is a great
Seagulls.
song, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah, the premise is that just like you saw Terry Crews saying, you're going to go up into this, you teleport up into their ship, and you do. But
Something goes wrong because it's Disney.
Yeah, something goes wrong, and the MacGuffin gets stolen,
Yes.
and the Guardians of the Galaxy are called in to help,
And we
and
go
they're
along.
trying to evacuate us all. But of course, we all go through the portal that gets created, and that's when all of this
Jump
happens.
gates.
Yeah, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy just hurl quips and insults at the bad guy.
And Drax is wonderful.
While we go around the roller coaster. But yeah, I mean, obviously,
Big recommendation.
Yeah, huge recommendation.
Big recommendation.
When you come here, ride this. Right now, it's not so easy to ride. You have to have a park pass, and then you have to try to get into the virtual queue.
That's
There
it,
is no
yeah.
standby line. You cannot just wait for it.
Which probably will change
Or-
with time, which most of the rides have done. But
Or
right
with the
now,
lightning lane, like we
Yes.
did, you can pay for it, and then you just choose a time that you want to come
And it-
to do it. If that's worth it to you, like it was this time, then absolutely do it.
it's a good coaster.
We do that almost every time with the new rides now.
Yes.
We did it with Remy, we did it with this one.
We wanna ride
We want to
it.
ride it, but I don't know if I would pay $17 again for it. As much as I liked it, I
I'm not
might.
sure
This is the
any
one
ride-
I might. I definitely wouldn't have for Remy. This is the one I might.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
in any case, we're going to try to do it then. But yes, you should come here and ride
Right.
this.
It's a
if
great
you like
addition to
roller
Epcot.
coasters. Yeah.
Epcot needed something
Yeah.
really big. And
It's the best thrill ride.
This is really big.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
great
So-
fun.
So come here and ride it. Here we are at the Ireland booth. I am going to have some of the mead honey wine. I usually get this when we're at the Renaissance Festival, and not this brand, so we'll see how this is. All right, let's see how this goes. This was $6. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I think the one that I usually get is like Chaucer? I'm trying to remember exactly what the brand is. We can find it in town. It's the same one that they had at the Renaissance Festival. I took a picture of once because I wanted to find it. I just don't drink that much wine, so I can't get through a whole bottle. But every so often, a little glass of it is delicious. It's sweet. It's honey wine, of course. It's sweet. So if you don't like sweet wines, this is not going to be for you. But I like it. Stopped by Canada to get the mushroom fillet. It's at $9.25. That's kind of small, but we'll see what it tastes like. We've had this before and we love it. I was ready to be all mad about the cost versus the amount, but
And then we ate it.
it's so good.
Like a bite in
It's like butter. It just melts in your mouth, and the cream sauce with the mushrooms. It is just incredible. That quacking sound you're hearing is us being surrounded by ducks because
Yeah,
actually all of them are, there's ducks all around here waiting for people to drop some food or take pity and give them some duck food. Anyway, it is expensive, but God, it's so good. So I have to recommend it. Here's a better description of it. The Le Cellier, which is their restaurant here. Wild mushroom buffalo
Not
mignon.
a big fillet.
Oh, it's so
But
good.
if you like your steak.
And the cheddar cheese soup, which is also very, very, very good, but it's too hot for us to have soup right now, a hot soup, so we're going to skip that this time. And there it is. I mean, it's just pork rinds, but they're good pork rinds.
You're dang good.
And they have the pimento cheese that you dip
which
them in. It's
we were
just
so
incredible. All right, so you take it and you scoop it, and then you eat it.
$4.75.
Okay.
I'm always amazed at the better deals here.
Oh my God.
Every time.
Just as good as last time.
That's good to hear.
Oh, there it is. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I mean, I would eat this cheese with probably anything. The pork rinds make it really good, but it would be great on chips or tortillas or whatever. It's just a great flavor. And it's got a little bit of spice to it. If you don't like spice at all, then you're probably not going to like this. It's not like kill you spicy, but it has spice. With a name like the Swanky Saucy Swine, not surprisingly, almost everything they have here, well, all of the food stuff is some kind of pork. You know, they also have drinks down there too. We're getting drinks, but nothing here. But it was the crispy barbecued pork rinds served with pimento cheese. Oh, so good. And not even that expensive. Here at the Alps near the Germany Pavilion, we're gonna try this warm raclette, the bottom one that has Riesling post pears, red wine braised figs. We saw a video of this and they didn't like it at all. And so this is kind of a risk, but it's only $5, so we'll see what we think. All right, here it is.
Oh, you went for that one?
Let's see what we think of this. We'll let you know. We thought that was great. It was the perfect like saltiness in the cheese that offset the sweetness of everything else, like the cranberry bread, the pear, the Riesling soaked pears were so good. I'm not like Rieslings anyway, but those were great. The figs were amazing. The pecans, yeah, it was a sweetness and it was a saltiness that really worked for me. I would absolutely get that again. Yes. It was a risk, but it was absolutely worth it. Yeah, at $5.50.
Amazing.
Yeah, really good. And exactly what I wanted, because we passed something that was sweet, right? It was kind of like a cinnamon chocolate pudding at Mexico, but I'm like, I didn't want anything that sweet. But this was perfect because there was a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of saltiness, but not like overly sweet. I was more hungry for savory stuff. I didn't want dessert quite yet, and that really hit the spot. I'm not sure if you can tell this, but this is the second day for us here. We were here yesterday, but it was so hot and my stomach wasn't feeling well. I don't think because of anything I ate, but it was just feeling very uncomfortable. So we ended up leaving earlier than we would otherwise have, and we went back to our hotel, took a dip in the pool for a little while, which was great, and then we went over to Magic Kingdom because it closed at 11 as opposed to 9 o'clock like Epcot closes, and we had a great time over there. But now we're getting in some of the food here because I just was not in the mood for it yesterday. But I'm really glad. Yeah, today's a different day. I feel great, and we're having a great time. And now we're heading over to the American Pavilion because the band Air Supply is showing, and I'm hoping we can get some of their set. We can hear them, but I don't know if they'll be done by the time we get there. I'll get some video if I can. the crowd for this. Everyone we've always come to has had people, but it's never been this crowded. But they're huge, and they were part of a lot of people's childhoods, including mine. Yay! I feel like this funnel cake was made specifically for me. Everything on there is exactly what I like to eat. So I will be getting one of those, even though it's kind of expensive. Whilst I wait for my funnel cake, we can hear a little bit more of Air Supply. They're making love out of nothing at all. But this weather is great. It's still humid, so we're a little sweaty, but there is a great cloud cover. There's a little bit of a breeze, probably because we're near the water over here. And yeah, it is not a terrible night. I understand it's supposed to rain. There's a pretty good chance. I don't know if it's going to be right where we are, so we may get lucky and not get any rain. We're prepared for it just in case, but if it stayed like this all night, I'm okay with that. It's actually a really good night for being August in Orlando, Florida. Here's what I got. My cherry fell off? Jeez, language. Anyway, you saw the description of it, and this looks amazing. It's kind of like small funnel cake, which is actually fine, because the other stuff is kind of what I wanted more. And then Josh over here at Hops and Barley, which is in the America Pavilion.
Chesapeake crab slider.
Chesapeake crab slider.
$7 or so.
That looks pretty good. I'm not a huge crab fan, but
I am.
If I was, that actually looks really good, like real good crab. We're heading down to the Appleseed Orchard, which is in the Canada Pavilion. We'd come by here earlier, and Josh forgot there was something down here we wanted to get, the cider flight there. But during the Food and Wine Festival, at least the last few years, they've closed the O Canada show and replaced it with the Appleseed Orchard, which is sort of a indoor kind of pavilion bar with a lot of apple flavored liqueurs and ciders. And then I think they have a tart too, some kind of crumble that you saw on the sign back there. It's just right over here where the show usually is. And this is what it looks like. So they're using the 3D screens. Not 3D, 360. That's the term I'm looking for. 360 degree screens all around. And then you just go through like kind of a regular booth and order what you want over here. Josh is going to read the different ciders that they have here, starting with this one.
That should be the Bold Rock Imperial Art. Let's try that again. Bold Rock Imperial Apple Hard Cider from Nelliesford, Virginia.
Okay.
The middle one is Original Sin Hard Cider Macintosh from New York, New York. I've had Original Sin before.
Yeah, you've had Original Sin. Yeah.
That's what I get all the time.
Josh gets that at home. Not this specifically, but...
Yeah. And on the right, Blake's Hard Cider Company St. Sherry Bourbon Barrel Aged Cherry from Armada, Michigan. Interesting.
Okay.
Armada, Michigan.
He's going to try these and we'll let you know what he thinks.
Okay, so least favorite was the last of the three, the Blake's Hard Cider Barrel Aged Cherry. Nah, just didn't like it. Just didn't like it. The flavor. Didn't appeal to me at all. The Old Sin Macintosh, very traditional cider. Not too sweet, but very traditional in the cider essence. Fine. I'm kind of glad I got to taste it because I do one of their other ones, which I think is raspberry based. Love the hell out of that one. This one makes me now go, okay, don't need the plain one. And then the Bold Rock Imperial Apple was probably my favorite of the three. But at the same time, as I mentioned to Chris, I don't see me buying any of these three. But that's great. Like, I know now to avoid certain things, which I enjoyed the Bold Rock one, but I don't think I want.
But you wouldn't want it regularly.
No.
Okay, well that makes sense. The sky is looking mighty gray. There's been a lot of lightning and thunder, and there are these beautiful kind of like undertoned reddish, brownish clouds up there, which are pretty cool. Trying to catch some lightning, but I guess it's not going to cooperate. Well, there was a little bit over there that just happened, but yeah, every time there's like a big flash of lightning, everybody reacts around, like everyone's like, ooh. I like that kind of crowd stuff. It's a really pretty shot of the spaceship Earth, the golf ball with the beautiful sky behind it. Oh man. Near Test Track is the fry basket, and it has the yucca fries, which is what we're gonna get. They also have the fry flight, excuse me. It comes like you see there, like a flight of them with salt and vinegar and barbecue bacon and then sweet potato kind of dessert ones. We're not getting that. We're definitely getting the yucca fries though. The first time we ever had these was over at Nomad Lounge, and we fell in love with them then. And there was this place in Denver at a food truck that had them, and they stopped selling them, and we were very sad. So now we're gonna get some here. And here's what they look like. They're very textured like fries, although you can tell there's a difference a little bit in texture and taste, but it's such a good taste. I recommend these if you've never had them before. It was kind of a stretch for us when we got them the first time, but we heard good things about them at the Nomad Lounge, and we were really glad we did. Yeah, those were delicious. I didn't like the way that they put the aioli on it, because, you know, they just stacked them on there and then put the aioli over it. And so some of the bottom ones didn't really have any on them, so you kind of had to mix it all around. It would be better if they put some on there, put a little bit of aioli, and then put the others on, put a little bit of aioli, so everything has a little bit of sauce on it. We are at Brewing. Oh, I probably could show you here. Brewing at the Odyssey. They have beer and wings here. Get it? Brewing. You can get some wings with these different sauces on them, or you can get the crispy Brussels sprouts with buffalo sauce, which I think is vegetarian. And then there's some beers and ciders. Josh is getting the cider flight. I don't really feel like any wings right now, and we can get pretty good wings in Denver, so of mostly these varieties, so we're just going to get the cider flight.
Old Rock Honey Crisp hard cider from Nelsford, Virginia.
And now that you've had some of them, what do you think?
That's a very traditional cider. It just happens to be Honey Crisp, but it's a very traditional cider. What worried me was Honey Crisps can be very sweet. This is not. This actually is fairly well balanced. I like it. It's traditional cider.
Yeah, you can get that
nothing
anywhere.
Super special, but nothing bad. This was the surprise. Woodchuck, guava. Let me try that again because it's punny. Woodchuck, guava, another hard cider. Like, grab another hard cider. This one surprised me because I was worried with the guava and the apple that it would be too sweet. And that's one thing. I enjoy ciders, but they can be almost painfully sweet.
Yeah, they can be closer to apple juice than cider.
And that's one of the reasons why I do a green apple one from Angry Orchard, because it's a little tartar, and I really appreciate that. And then this one is the Strawberry Lemonade Hard Cider by Blake's Hard Cider Company in Armada, Michigan. That's good too. That's pretty good.
Which one's your favorite?
It might actually be the guava. That's
oh, interesting. That's nice when you are surprised by something like that.
So,
for this festival, they're doing a meals fromage montage, which they've done before, but what I like about this year is they have 10 dishes, and you only have to choose 5. Usually it's 5 like specific meals or dishes, and if you don't like them, then, you know, if you don't want one of them, you're just gonna waste your money, right? Like last year we had the griddled cheese, and we didn't really like it that much, although many people love it. We didn't like it that much, so I wouldn't get it again. If it was only one of the 5, then we wouldn't do this. But in this case, you just have to choose any 5 and get a stamp, which is pretty cool. We've had the pork rinds, and we've had the warm raclette Swiss cheese, but this trip. But we've also in the past had the griddled cheese, like I said. We've had the cheese bread, which is the Brazilian one down there, and we've had the snickelnuden, and we've had the Canadian cheddar and bacon cheese soup. So not this time, but in the past. And I would eat most of those again. Like the griddled cheese, I wouldn't. I just didn't enjoy that much. I wanted to show you some of the merchandise from the Food and Wine Festival. So we have plates here, which are plastic plates. They're $13, and pot holders are $14.99. Those are kind of cool. There's aprons over here. $30. You can see that on the mannequin there. And they have magic bands. And they have Tervis cups for $30. The magic bands are hidden from me. And there's that shirt that's there. And this shirt is, if I can find a tag, there we go. $30. That's pretty typical for these kinds of shirts. Different kind of shirt over here that has like a pocket. I mean, it's not really a pocket, it's just like a pocket design. And it is also $30. That's kind of what I thought about that too. And they have the Corksicle cups because they are sponsored by Corksicle. These are $35. They're essentially like travel wine cups. I mean, you can put anything you want in them, but they're sort of travel wine cups. They have an ornament over here that is, oh, it doesn't say. Oh, it does. 23. More t-shirts, more of the plates, more of the turbis. And I'll go over there in a second. Some food and wine glasses. These are 20 bucks. Not bad. And a little plate that you can get if you want to. Like if you're going around the world and you're eating and you can't find a table, you have a little plate. And then it has an area where you can put your wine glass in. And that is $10. I think these things are kind of cool. We've never bought one, but usually we can find a table or we can eat on a trash can or we can go sit down and eat somewhere. So it's not that hard, but it is nice sometimes to have a real like plate instead of the stuff they give you for the like when you get the food and wine food dishes. This is 20 for that. It's like a little cutting board for 30. They have ears, also 30. And this is a Spirit jersey for, oh, it doesn't say. That's actually kind of nice. Food brings the world together. Anything over here? Nope, more of the same stuff we saw. Oh, actually, this is different. Is it a magnet? I think it's a magnet. Yeah, it's a magnet. $14.99. That's nice. Wine your way around the world. Every country has their own wine, right? There is some Tiana stuff. I like that giant rolling pin down there. And I like this shirt a lot. That shirt is $125. Okay. But the Tiana stuff, let's see. So there's this, it's like a little basket and towel set. Okay, just like it says. Oh yeah, like a fresh fruit basket. $39.99. It is ceramic though, so it's not plastic. Pot holders, $21.99. The $35 for the apron. I want to see how much this rolling pin is. It's not as heavy as you might think. It's heavy, but not as heavy as you might think. $30. Something to put your powdered sugar in to make your beignets. $20. It's a sifter. And there is a magnet here too. It's a cool magnet. $15. Oh, and it has the different conversions on the back. That's pretty nifty. And then there's a spatula here, mixing spatula, for $15. They're also doing a vault collection where they have shirts that were around. I mean, I don't know if the designs were actually around or if it's just redesigned for the time when certain anniversaries hit. Like here's a shirt for the 15th anniversary of Disney World, which would have been in '86. And this is for the grand opening. And yeah, that definitely looks like an 80s shirt. 86 was one of my favorite years. Hit me up sometime and I'll tell you why. Let's see. There were others. I saw one that was like the 10 centennial.
Yeah, right here. So I believe it's 15. Again, that's cool though. With the.
Ooh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's another 15 years. And I think I remember where the 10 centennial was. The Magic Bands, which they wouldn't have had at the time, but it's probably in the same style. Oh, 15 years in a half shirt again.
1986? Yeah.
Yeah, 1986 would have been. I had half shirts in 1986. I'll come over here where I can show you the other one. I think it was on this display. Ooh, there's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
I love the retro socks. The
Oh,
colors.
retro socks. Very 80s again. More Mickey, more magic. Here we go. I remember seeing this. The Tencennial, which would have been 81.
I think Walt made up when Disneyland hit its 10 years.
Yeah, Disneyland hit its 10 years and it had the Tencennial, which is a really cool video if you can watch that. He walks around with one of the cast members at Disneyland, Julie Ream, who was a ambassador for Disney, and she keeps up with him pretty good. Anyway, Tencennial. I think this is before Epcot was even around, so it would have just been the Magic Kingdom.
Just before.
And then you can play the Visit to Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom Park game, which was available at the time from Milton Bradley.
Oh, that's a bad
And
one. Hold on. Let's clear the
Josh is
scene.
gonna hold it up so you can see.
There we go.
First of all, it's $40, and it has like stand-up figures. And I mean, I don't know how you play it, but it looks pretty fun.
There's a spinner for the numbers. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's so old-style game that we used to play when we were kids. It's very nostalgic to look at that.
Replica game board, attraction tokens, characters and stands, spinner, haunted disc,
One haunted disc.
monorails, game board walls,
What?
haunted
Does it
mansion
contain the
tokens.
soul of a Victorian child or something?
One can hope.
Stop by the Shimmering Sips booth to get the guava mousse on a sugar cookie with lime or coconut lime whipped cream. It just sounded kind of good. It wasn't on our list, but it sounded good as we were walking by, so we're going to try it. It's very pink, like the snowballs, Hostess snowballs.
I wasn't going down that road, but
Haven't tried it
yes.
yet, but we're going to give it a go. I thought the guava thing was pretty good, but Josh was not a big fan of it. And it was kind of hard to eat. You could easily get the mousse at the top, but you couldn't use the plastic fork to get through the cookie, and they didn't have any knives there. So I ended up having to sort of like pick it up and eat it, but it was still a little too tall to get your whole mouth around, so it was kind of messy. But you had to eat it with the cookie because the guava stuff on top just wasn't sweet enough or flavorful enough by itself. You had to kind of do it all together. So it's not easy to eat, but overall it was a good flavor. I don't know if I'd get it again, but I'm glad I got it this time. And that is going to do it for us from Epcot on this trip. We had a great time and was able to ride the new ride that we hadn't ridden yet, and we both thought that was amazing. And we had some good food at the Food and Wine Festival. We ate almost everything that was on our list. Sorry, the Skyliner's bouncing. Almost everything on our list. The things we skipped is just because we weren't hungry for that at the time, or we were full overall. But yeah, Food and Wine is great. I highly recommend it. Come here and try some smaller plates, but be ready to spend a little because after a while, $5 here, $7 there, $10 here, it adds up. But the food is generally worth it. Everything we had, we liked for the most part. Thanks again for joining us, and I'll see you in the next video.